don't know if I'm gonna be able to do more than one chapter tonight, because this particular one I recall being rather, it goes on-ish. But then again, that's all the more reason for me to get started with it now. And if you recall, the last time we left our heroine, who sunk a ship out of sheer clumsiness and was left to die out at sea, only to find out that she was kidnapped by a race of mermen. And pretty much forced to be a slave who gathers stuff for them. But then we are actually assembling a bunch of stuff that identifies her as a prophetic figure. Or a prophesied figure, I don't know. She is taken to this place.
There's a coil of rope among the debris.
Where a coil of rope rests among the debris. Rope is always useful, right? Well, we are forced to assume that it is, because we can't pick it up. Let's see what else is on this island, though, because we've been tasked with reuniting the mermen with the bird people who live on this island.
It's a big statue.
There's a big statue over there.
It's the village of the giant crabs.
How do you know that?
That sounds like a great name for a B-movie. Village of the giant crabs.
Maybe Bertie Gordon could produce it if he still made movies.
Clear, unpolluted waters.
I don't even know if he's still alive.
Just one more reason why Arcadia is both the vacationers' and environmental activists' wet dream. Literally.
Literally. Well, we also got this big crab on the right.
It's some kind of giant crab.
And apparently that's...
Poor thing's in a lot of pain.
Does it?
Yeah, the shell does look way too tight. Maybe he's outgrown it, but can't shed it. Or whatever it's called.
Can we do anything else? Maybe.
Just take a shot here and ask you. Is there any chance you speak like a real language? Like, Arcadian or English?
Well, no, it speaks...
Okay. Now, is there some kind of magic I have to learn, or potion I have to drink, or eat, or ingest in some way to learn your language? Because that's usually how it goes. No? Too bad, although I'm glad I don't have to draw blood or swallow a stone or something. Can't help but feel that you're asking me for help, though. It's the strangest thing. After all, you're just clicking your claws, aren't you? It's not as if you're really talking, is it?
Oh boy, what do you have against crabs? I'm pretty sure if you keep that up, the crab's gonna make you deceased. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I started doing that joke, but... But it could be true if this game had any death scenes, which it doesn't, but... But I guess we can have a closer look at that statue way over there, or try to.
Bottom part of the statue depicts a creature with large ears listening to something. It's an old fireplace.
What about the middle part?
The top half of the statue depicts a creature with a big mouth calling out.
Hmm.
Bottom part of the statue depicts a creature with large ears listening to something.
Large ears listening... And then there's this.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
Okay, we got a Triforce rune slot. We got some rotating rings, I guess, which I don't think we can manipulate.
It's a creature with a big mouth. It's a creature with large ears.
I'm guessing something has to go in the middle before we can manipulate those things.
I can see clear to the bottom. This really is an excellent spot for fishing.
Well, I think we've already established that, so thanks for the flavor text again. But it doesn't look like there's anything we can actually do here quite yet. So if we head left off the beach, well, we could look at the jungle, but I don't think we can venture in
I'd get
yet.
lost if I just wander off into the jungle with no idea what the island looks like or where I'm heading.
Yeah, so we need to find a high place, I guess, to scope out the island. And if we head up the path, we end up in this abandoned Inca-looking village. I don't know. Well, ruins more like.
It's the ruins of an old city.
If you say so.
The top half of the statue depicts a big-mouthed creature calling out.
Wonder if it could have any relation to that other statue we saw. Anything else? Well, there's a hole in the middle of this place.
It's a deep hole, More like a crevice, actually, caused by some kind of seismic activity. God, it must be at least 50 meters down. The crevice widens out into a huge cave just below, and there's water at the bottom.
Water's nice. Luckily there is a sapling apparently. It looks a bit big to be a sapling, but...
It's a tiny tree.
But it's a tiny tree and it's right next to the hole. So obviously that means we use our newly acquired coil of rope to make ourselves a way to descend down into that hole. What, no comment to make about that? Alright then. Well, this place looks fairly familiar, considering we just left the underwater city. What are these things, though? April? Nests.
Nests, once housing the elation, but now empty and in disrepair.
I still don't know how she knows that.
Elation nests.
But yeah, we have the nests in this cave down here, I guess.
Nests.
I guess we somehow know that that's what they are. Oh, we can climb down too. And sure enough, that means we dash off screen until we get down here and face the rubble.
It's the remains of a stone structure that probably fell down here through the crevice. There's a piece amongst the rubble that looks like a bolt or a key. It's intact.
Looks like we have a new acquisition. And if you look at the sea...
That's a Marum city.
How deep is this place? Doesn't look too deep enough to house a city.
It's a deserted Marum city.
I don't know how much of a country person April is, that apparently she thinks that this small circle of things counts as a city, but... Here we go. We need to click way up here to be able to climb back up. Because we should be down here, yeah. So if we have a closer look at this statue over here, the base actually has a notch sticking out of it. Yeah, there we go. That was not visible before, but we did just get this key.
It's a kind of stone key carved into the uncanny likeness of a key, with the head on the end.
Which naturally, it should go in here, right? We get a chance to rotate it. Which gives us the ability to rotate the ring. But they have broken parts and we don't quite know it.
Triangular hole.
Yes,
like
I know.
keyhole.
But they mean yet, so let's take the key back for now. Hello? April, could you return to the beach? Well... Thanks to its emailing system, you keep me obscure for when I do stealth streams at least. But since we don't actually have any idea of where to go in the jungle, so let's go for help. I'm sure that guy will be glad to see us again. Sleep is a pretty nice thing.
April, you're alive! You're here! You're soaking wet!
Don't usually get a lot of sleep these days,
Where
though.
did you go? I thought you drowned. I was completely miserable. And the chicks on this island are so prissy. They don't even care for a kiss unless you're all settled down with a nest in your own territory.
Just slowly saunter over to him. That's right, April. Well, I guess, yeah. Guess getting slightly underslept is a bit better than sleeping all day long, which is what I was doing shortly before, but... well, we need his help, but I guess we gotta chat a bit first.
Glad Glad to see you haven't lost the gift of the gab, Crow.
Lady, you have no idea how limited bird Twitter can be. It's all, hi this and here I am that, all damn day long. I haven't had a decent conversation in days.
Well, making up for it now.
I never know when you're gonna go AWOL on me again.
So, did you know about the mer people who apparently live here?
I had a little adventure under the sea.
Oh? I didn't know humans had gills.
We don't. Well, I do. I think. At least I can breathe underwater now.
Cool. Not as cool as being able to fly, of course, but still. Hey, does that mean you're a mermaid?
Hardly. I don't have a tail.
Of course, we gotta have that to be a mer person, but well, the mer people we met were a bit different, a bit more different than just having a tail and having a human body, but...
What did you do after I saw you last?
Well, it took a while, but I found land. Not this island, just a rock with a couple of trees, basically. But when I went back to tell you, you disappeared. I thought you'd gone bonkers from thirst and hunger and drowned yourself or something, so I decided I'd better find solid ground myself or I'd suffer the same fate. And then I found this place. Nice, isn't it? And the best part is, there are no hunters. Only a bunch of big crabs on the east side of the island and a volcano.
I'm gonna walk around for a bit, Crow.
I'll just stay here and preen myself, thank you very much.
Fortunately, we won't get to do that, because we need to take him and tell him to go into the jungle.
What can you tell me about the island, Crow?
Only what I've been able to see from above. There's a volcano, dead I think, and lots of jungle. And some nice beaches.
I'd like to explore the jungle, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get lost. Any ideas?
Well, I could stay airborne and keep track of where you are. That way I could direct you if... Sorry, when you get lost.
Sounds like a super plan, Crow.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was so confident we were gonna get lost. Sounds like a great plan indeed. But I guess we have a way to navigate the jungle now. So let's head right up to the only other place we can go apparently, which is the volcano. Which has a big carved head, which kind of reminds me of the models in Crash Bandicoot. Also tremors.
The rumbling is much fiercer here, and the ground is really shaking. It's definitely seismic. It has got to be emanating from this volcanic mountain. I mean, it looks dead, but it must be about to wake up or erupt or something. Great! After surviving a shipwreck, being kidnapped by fishes, and learning to breathe in water, I'm about to die in a volcanic eruption? Isn't that ironic?
Well, gotta figure out what to do then. Maybe check out the big mouth on the statue. So, what's inside there? Can we get a comment, or are we just gonna drop in? Oh, really don't know how she's standing, but...
It's a small, eye-sized aperture with a crystal in it, like a lens. Maybe some kind of telescope?
Maybe. There's a
It's a
keyhole.
keyhole.
Maybe we can use our key on that,
What a
but...
strange symbol.
Well, let's give it a try then, since apparently it works on those kinds of keyholes. Well... Oh, I see.
What a strange symbol.
How is this going to work?
It's a statue standing in the ruins of a city.
Oh boy. So this symbol, which is like an arrow with two ends, is for the statue in the city. This one is kind of like a grinning face.
I can see a statue on a cliff overlooking the sea.
Is the statue on the cliff by the sea?
What a strange symbol.
That one, which I don't know what to even compare it to.
I don't see anything interesting.
That's nothing.
I don't see anything interesting.
Or neither does that one.
I don't see anything interesting.
Or that one.
It's a statue just below a really tall tree.
Okay. And that one's a 5. So there we go.
What a strange symbol. I don't see anything interesting.
That's probably going to be it.
Somebody's looking back at
Oh,
me.
never mind.
Oh, wait. It's just my eye. The lens is turned into a mirror.
So apparently this A with arms or spoons or pincers trying to take it is the mirror.
not see anything interesting.
Might have just gone through the whole cycle, yeah. Okay, so this one's for the
The
city.
statue standing in the ruins of a city.
Two-tailed arrows for the city, grinning faces for the cliff, and 5 is for the tree. Gotta remember that. Can we go further into the jungle now that we've had that amazing exploration? Hello? Oh, there's a large tree.
That's one mother of a tree. It's got to be at least 100 meters tall. And what's that in the tree crown? Looks like a man-made construction.
Don't really see which tree you mean. I mean, could be this one over here, but yeah, it kind of looks like, if you consider that it's not jutting out of this cliff, it would be pretty tall. So if we return to the jungle, can we now try to get there? Yeah, I guess we can. And if we go... oh boy, I wonder if anything's going to happen here.
Dried twigs and sticks.
Twigs and sticks.
Dried twigs and sticks. Dried twigs and sticks.
Those rather conspicuous models are only dried twigs and sticks, apparently.
The bottom half of the statue depicts a creature listening, while the top part depicts a similar creature calling out.
And the trees here. Oh, God. Looks like a path going up it, but then this happens.
Shut up.
I know there's somebody there. I heard you.
Okay.
Is she gone?
Nope, she's still around.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
If you won't come out, I'll just sit down here and wait. Sooner or later, you'll have to show yourself.
Wonder who it could be.
Solar eclipse.
Oh my god!
Ah.
I hate this place. I so hate it, I can't even sit down without crushing the natives.
Big person alert.
Well, we could do that, but let's see what that brings us.
This is too freaky.
You think it's freaky? What about us? There's a large human stumbling around on her lumpy, wobbly legs. That's what we proper-sized folks call a natural disaster.
Watch it. Nobody calls me large or lumpy to my face.
Big boned, then. You're a bulldozer with a brain, lady. You're an accident waiting to happen. At least to us stick men.
Well, I think I know what a stickman is based on that information, but
What's a stick man?
An unlucky bugger doomed to a miserable life of stiff backs and monotonous drudgery in the shadow of a mother tree.
Happy little fella, ain't ya?
You have no idea.
so you guys are stickmen.
So, you guys are stick men.
That's right. I'm Wick. This is Willow, and that dumb-looking one over there is Woody. And this is our mother tree.
What's the mother tree do?
What's a mother tree?
What do you mean, what's a mother tree? It's a mother tree. How difficult can it be? It's our mother, and it's a tree. It's a mother tree.
What do you guys do then?
What do stick men do?
What do we do? What do we do? What do you mean, what do we do?
Well, the people in this world always do something. Like the Banda dug tunnels in the earth. The Merum killed Snapjaw and covered their houses with Tanyen. You gotta do something.
Hey, it ain't easy being a stick, let me tell you. You got your stiff back and limbs, your fear of fire and water, your 300 years of miserable boredom, and then you have to get planted and raise a family. It ain't easy.
So, you're not doing anything worthwhile then.
Lady, I'm miserable. I'm grumpy, and I got a headache. What do you want from me?
That constant rumbling noise, that could be something we want to ask about.
What's that constant rumbling noise?
Lady, you have no idea what we have to endure. All day, all night, that noise is just murder. It all started when Quaman, the quiet giant, would you believe that's what we used to call him, was banished by the Orowal from his perfect fishing place to some remote place in the forest.
Whoa, information overload. Let's step back for a minute to fill in the details.
Who's the quiet giant?
Who's Quaman, the quiet giant?
He's the scariest human we've ever seen.
He stands tall as a mountain and uses whole trees for toothpicks. But he was the quiet type and reasonably gentle for a human. He'd spend his days out by the Orlowall village, catching fish and frying fish and eating fish, and looking out across the ocean, dreaming about loose women or whatnot.
What happened to get him banished then?
What happened to get the quiet giant banished from that place?
The Orlowall got scared when he accidentally stepped on one of their young ones. He didn't do any real harm, but they banished him from their village nonetheless, and told him to go far into the forest.
These Orlowall.
Who are the Orlowall?
They're the crab-like creatures who live down by the sea. They're nice people, if a little crabby. And it's hard to understand what they're saying half the time.
Where's Quaman now?
Somewhere in the forest east of here, we don't know where exactly. He went there to get as far away from the Orlowall as possible.
So what does all this have to do with the rumbling noise?
Oh, I was getting to that. If you just let me get a word in edgewise.
I just had some questions is all.
Anyway, Quaman is the brooding type. And he takes everything so to heart, he got instantly depressed and went to sleep.
And what is he doing now? But how long ago was
Oh.
it that the Orlowall banished him?
The last full moon, nearly 30 sunsets passed.
He's been sleeping for a month?
He was depressed. What do you want, lady? Once I got so miserable I slept for 8 years. And let me tell you, those 8 years were the happiest of my life.
Well, let's need to figure out what a sleeping giant is then.
I still don't understand what this has to do with the rumbling noise.
See that statue over there?
Sure. What's up with that?
Back when the Dalmari lived on this island ages ago, they put these statues up all around the island so that they could speak with each other.
You're kidding. So they're like telephones?
Tell her what? I don't know what that is. The thing is, these statues are all connected through magic. And when you speak into one, your voice flies through the air and comes out of another statue.
But I still don't understand.
You saw the big head up by the mountain?
Yes?
That's the one they use to talk to everyone on the island, to warn people of storms or to hold evening prayer. It's connected to the statues as well. And Quaman is sleeping right next to a statue's ear.
I get it.
Well,
Resonance. He's snoring and the deep bass reverberating through the loudspeaker. The big head causes a resonance that vibrates the entire island. But can't you just wake him up?
We don't know where he is. We're not much for exploring this forest. There's water and fire and monkeys. Monkeys like to play with sticks. We don't like monkeys.
But can't you just, well, send your voice to his statue to wake him up?
There are 4 problems with that. Number 1, all the statues have an assigned symbol, an identifying mark, but we don't know which his is. Second, most of the statues are broken in some way or another.
What do you mean?
Some statues can only talk to certain other statues. Some can't be spoken to, and some can't hear, which makes it very difficult to get a connection through to where you want to send your voice. Number 3, in order to use the statues, you need a key. We don't have it. We don't know where it is.
And number 4?
We're stickmen, lady. What do you think? We don't know much about magic or magical devices. And
what?
we're not too smart, okay? There, I said it. We're not too smart. And when you look at Woody over there, who's pretty stupid by stickman standards, that's a pretty scary thought.
Sorry I asked.
well, I guess we need to find out what's up with Woody now then.
Hello, I'm Woody. They call me the stupid one, 'cause I'm kinda slow, so don't let me keep you busy. I was born with a big brain, so I can't move as fast as my 2 brothers. I can only do useless stuff like calculations and design, and I play a few instruments, and I'm writing a book on the flora and fauna of Elias.
Yeah, well, guess he has nothing more to say then.
He's a stick man.
What about this other guy?
Hi, I'm Willow. Wick's the oldest. Woody's the youngest. And I'm just stuck in the middle as always. Don't let me keep you. Wick's the boss as always. Go talk to him.
Guess we learned everything we can from these guys then. Can we try to manipulate this statue here? Yeah. Well, we need to... Statue we need to speak to, I don't know.
Triangular hole, like a keyhole.
I don't know which statue we need to speak to, but... Oh. I don't know, I was gonna say... I just changed the receiving channel to a statue that's different from whichever one the giant's sleeping next to, that would work, but I guess not.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
So let's try to adjust a few things. If I recall, the symbol for this statue is the 5. Which is right there. Gonna put that over the ears.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
Yes, I know. Oh, yeah. And I guess we're transmitting to the cliff, which, yeah, has the green symbol. Because we're starting up a plan. But, actually, what happens if we try to climb the tree now? Can we do it? Apparently we can do it. There's a wooden crossbow up here, it says.
Wooden crossbow, I guess. I wonder who built it and what it's for.
Well, there's also a mountain path over there, but it's a bit far away, I
If I
think.
could somehow get across to that path on the other side, I'd probably be able to make my way into the Elation village.
So let's start trying, I guess. We can't actually get to there. I have a feeling we're gonna have to deal with the giant guy first. So let's take care of the other statues then. Yeah, both of the other ones were down here on the beach. The one on the city that had the symbol was the... Did I forget to take the key? I think I did. That's great. Well, guess where we're going again. There we go. At least it doesn't take long with the whole frame skipping option. Let me see. If we hear the this statue, which should be the one with the arrow with the 2 tails. I don't even know if that's gonna show. Actually, wait. There's a cliff statue which is receiving from... The cliff statue. It's receiving from the trees, yeah, I think. So if we receive from the cliff, we should transmit to the trees. I'm a bit confused as to how this puzzle is supposed to work.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
Yes, thank you for that, April. Guess the symbols that are absent are the ones that aren't going to work. And that's a symbol for the volcano, yeah, that's right. That's where that's actually, it's pointed towards the...
The top half of the statue depicts a big-mouthed creature calling out.
Oh, never mind. Guess the statue actually rotates as the rings rotate. Also, I keep forgetting.
Triangular hole, like a keyhole.
Keep forgetting to take this thing, but I guess we're done with the ruined statue for now. So let's get the cliff statue, which, if I recall, should be receiving from the tree, I think. No. I guess because that's where the rumblings are coming from. Let me see. Yeah, it's receiving from the tree, which is the 5. And I guess it should be sending stuff out to the city. And that should be able to complete this weird circuit that we're making. Oh, there it is. I got a bit confused for a moment as to what each key, in which direction the wheels rotated, but I'm also a bit confused as to how this whole thing is supposed to work. I remember spending a lot of time trying to figure this out when I first played the game, but to be fair, what we've been doing, if I'm following the thing correctly, we're getting audio feedback from the tree and transmitting that throughout the island until it ends up here. Well, assuming it doesn't work the other way around. So now that we've assembled that circuit, we return to this big mouth. Actually, wait, never mind. We don't return to this big mouth, I get confused. We return to the tree, and now that we've completed the circuit, we speak into the,
Hello?
this thing. Which sends that to the cliff, which then transmits that, I think, to the city. Ah, there we go. That makes sense, kind of. And that's going to transmit that to the volcano. Which is going to make that sound resonate throughout the entire island. A bit of a twisted interpretation of acoustics, but...
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Guess that's going to help us get to the sleeping giant. Oh god.
We'll be there.
Can we actually answer that, or what?
Hello, Quaman?
I'm... Guess who?
I'm God.
God? Who'll be that?
Well, of course.
God is... Oh, forget it. That's just one big minefield.
Yep.
Bad jokes.
Quaman, always the butt of joke.
Well, we could ask for his help now that he's awake.
Where are you, Quaman?
That be a secret. Quaman wants to be left alone.
Could you please stop snoring, maybe?
Could you please stop snoring?
Quaman be snoring? No one ever tell Quaman he be snoring. But then Quaman always be sleeping by his lonesome. No woman like Quaman.
Don't say that about yourself, Quaman. I'm sure that... You know, it's kind of uncomfortable to be discussing this in a public like this.
Yes, everyone be hearing about Quaman now.
Well, we can think of a solution to that whole prejudice problem.
Do you want to talk about your problems? Face to face?
What be the point?
I'm a good listener, and I'd like to be your friend. That'd be the point.
Quaman not sure if he want friend now.
Please, let's go all the way.
Please let me be your friend,
Why?
because I'm lonely too. I don't really know anybody on this island, and I need some help.
Well, Quaman be wanting to help, but okay. Quaman be your friend and talk to you. My secret place be in the ruins of the old temple by the wells. Follow the stream up from the rock beach and go right where it branches.
Thanks, Quaman. I'll be there as soon as I can.
So I guess we're finally gonna get to meet up with Quaman, which should probably help. And here we are.
That's Quammen, the not-so-quiet giant. It's another one of those statues come phone booths. They must have been popular in their time.
Statues come phone booths. Bit of an odd spelling for that, but alright. Guess we're here now, so... Let's... Oh, didn't realize we could get closer. Can't really see the way down from that platform with it hidden away.
Whoa! You are big! You're just about the biggest person I've ever met.
Quammen be a freak. No one be liking him.
I didn't mean it that way. I just meant... April, you know just what to say, don't you? I'm sorry. I like tall guys. Really, I do.
You be the only one then. Because no one else want anything to do with Quammen.
Well, I guess it's time for me to get closer as well. Oh, yeah, that's slightly more helpful perspective to figure out what's going on. So, well, we could ask him about what we already know, but how did he get here?
How did you come to be on this island?
That be a long story. Do you want Quammen to be telling you?
Sure.
Sure, I have time. Tell me the story.
Many long moons ago, Quammen be happy. He be working at the circuit in Coruscant, where he be big attraction.
What did you do?
Quammen be the world's strongest man. He be popular. People come to see him from all the Northlands. Some even from east of the Bay of Fire. But then there be an accident, and the circuit tell Quammen to leave, that he be dangerous, and that no one be paying to see him anymore.
What kind of accident?
Quammen's most popular feat be the breaking of large rocks with his fist. Everyone would applaud when the rock be breaking. Then one day, the Caliph be at the circuit to see the performers. He be saying, Quammen, I hear of him breaking a large rock with his fist. This I want to see, but my performance be over that day, and there be no rock to break. So the circa ringmaster Oberon, he be saying, let's get a rock in here, any big rock at all. So they bring in this rock that Quammen never be crushing before. Quammen not be sure if it is a good idea, because rock can be dangerous when it breaks. But Oberon be saying, this you must do. The Caliph wants to see we do not disappoint the Caliph of Coruscant, or we lose our heads. So Quammen break the rock, and when it breaks,
What happened?
there'll be large pieces of rock flying everywhere, and one piece be hitting the Caliph and one his son. The Caliph be not seriously hurt, but his son be unconscious and bleeding from the head. They say to Quammen, run, get away from the circa in Coruscant, or the Caliph will have his head. So Quammen run, and he get passage on ship leaving that night. When the ship passed this island, Quammen be jumping into sea and swimming ashore. And now he be here.
Well, you're right, that is a long story, but at least it's over now.
What happened between you and the Orlowal?
Oh, Quammen be so clumsy, so dangerous. He should not be among people. He be only hurting them. The Orlowal be kind, letting Quammen live and fish in their village. But then Quammen be stepping over young Orlowal, almost breaking his shell. The Orlowal tell Quammen to leave village, to not come back because he may kill an Orlowal. They tell him to go as far away as possible. Quammen be sad because he liked the Orlowal, and because Quammen be having the best fishing place in all of Elias. He lose his friends and his food.
What do you eat now?
Quammen fish in these wells here, but the fish that live down there be small and not very tasty.
Well, we might be able to bring you back.
Would you like to move back to the Orlawal village?
Oh yes. Quamon be wishing that more than anything in the world.
I saw an Orlawal down by the beach, just outside the village. It seemed to be in pain, but I didn't know what to do. Perhaps if you come along, you can help him out, and get back in favor with the Orlawal people.
Yes, perhaps Quamon can help. Even if the Orlawal do not want him back.
So let's go.
Here it is, the, Orlawal? Can you help it?
Perhaps Quamon can help. Poor Orlawal. It'd be crying for help.
Why didn't the other Orlawal come to its assistance?
Their claws be no good for this work. They be helpless. But Quamon help. Quamon be good with his hands.
Well, maybe he'd be.
Quamon be happy. Quamon accept your graceful thanks, sir.
Wait, did it already happen?
Thank you. You be making Quamon very happy. Quamon accept your offer and be grateful to the Orlawal people. Thank you very much.
Guess that helps. Don't really
What did
know.
he say? Why did you thank him?
What he
Orlawal
did.
be inviting Quamon to stay on the cliff above the village, where he can fish again. Quamon be very, very happy now.
You understand what it's saying?
Orlawal language be easy to understand. It be just click and clack and clock.
Well, at least you didn't clock it that time. So, I guess we helped out the giant guy, and now he's back down living on the cliff. Yep, there he is. So, how's it going?
Hey, Quamon, how's the fish biting?
With its teeth? But not today.
Why's that?
Quamon be not certain. The fish always bite before, but then Quamon be having lure. Now no lure, just bait.
What do you need to make a lure?
What do you need to make a lure?
Quamon can make lure with just anything, as long as it be colorful and not get heavy in water.
You're a real DIY guy, don't you know?
Always be something wrong with Quamon.
That was actually a compliment.
Oh,
Oh, well, guess we might be able to help out with that.
Happy fishing.
thank you.
Because we still have a candy wrapper.
Could this wrapper work as a lure?
Yes. Yes, with some work. It'd be perfect for a lure. Now Quamon can make one, and hopefully catch many fish.
Okay. But so, do we get anything for our trouble? No, we already looked at the sea, April.
Hello, Quamon.
Hello, April.
Can I borrow your fishing rod?
Quamon must catch fish first, so he can eat. After Quamon catch fish, April can borrow fishing rod.
Well, alright then.
Happy fishing.
Thank you.
So, off we go. I guess we need to find something else to do until that happens. What would we even need that fishing rod for, though? Well, we could have another look at the place that we couldn't reach, and still don't think we can. With this
It's a
wooden
wooden
crossbow.
crossbow.
Maybe the stickmen know something about that crossbow.
Who built that big crossbow in the tree?
I did. Well, I thought of it. And these two nincompoops gave a helping twig on the, manual side.
So they built it, and you supervised.
Yep. But it's not done. There are still a few pieces missing before we can blast off for Luna.
For Luna.
Did you say blast off for Luna?
That's what I said, Luna.
As in the moon?
The same.
You intend to go to the moon using that thing?
Lunar cannon. And yes, that's the plan.
You guys are loonies.
If by loonies you mean visionaries, then yes, we are.
Well, so why does the process seem to be stalled in?
How come you're not working on your lunar cannon now?
Because of that infernal noise is why.
But Quamon has moved back to the Orlawal village. He's not going to disturb you again, trust me.
Really? How the heck did that happen? Nah, I don't care. The important thing is we can work again. Thanks, lady.
Well, back to work then. Just shuffle off with that bizarre wooden animation. Go up, up, up into the tree. I can't skip this for some reason. So just gotta patiently wait for the trees, the twigs, or I don't know, the stickmen, I guess that's what they're called, to shuffle past April and up the tree path. And then disappear when they turn the corner. Presumably furthering things. Yeah, there we go. So what's going on now?
Can't talk. Busy.
I'd be happy to talk to you later, but I got some fine-tuning to do before I'm done.
Well, what about Wick then?
How's it going?
Almost there. Oh, one tiny little problem, though.
And that is?
We don't have a bowstring for our...
Propulsion drive mechanism, Wick.
What he said, yeah, we need a bowstring. Something strong and flexible and sinewy.
Like what?
I don't know, lady. I'm no engineer. I'm just a supervisor.
String made from animal guts would be perfect.
Yeah, but look at us. Do we look like the kind of stickmen who'd make good hunters? Do you see me going after a gate beast carrying what? A cone? A dry leaf sharpened to a razor edge?
Just so they need a string, a bowstring. But they can't actually get one, so I guess we're gonna have to get it for them. So let's go back to the beach and see if Quaman is done with fishing yet.
Did my lure work okay?
It be working very good. Quaman catch a large, tasty fish very quickly. April be wanting a taste?
No. No offense. I'm just not too fond of seafood.
This not be seafood. It be human food.
Well,
What's Quaman gonna be doing now?
Quaman be sitting here until the sun sets. Then he be going to sleep.
And tomorrow?
Quaman be deciding that when he wakes up in the morning.
Man, you got relaxing down to a fine art.
Quaman
Yeah.
not be knowing anything about fine art. He be a Philistine.
I'll see you later, Quaman.
So will I. Goodbye.
so I guess now I can take the fishing rod.
I don't figure I'll be needing the rod anytime soon, but I'll borrow the line.
Yeah, the line. So of course that's our vehicle to going back to the stickman. And being able to provide them with the means to finish the crossbow here.
Can you use this as bowstring for your, lunar cannon?
Let me see that. Oh yeah, that gonna work good.
Well,
All right, listen up. I got us what we need. And now we finish this damn cannon. Go to work, people. Give us a few minutes, lady, and we'll be all done.
alright, let's see how this cannon ends up then. Took out the sound effects. Kinda would like to know what kind of tools they're using. Well, that would just be the string, but...
Of course it worked, you wood-brained fool. I built it.
Well, actually, before we proceed, we might be needing something else. From where Quaman was, that I forgot to get. And that is a fishbone.
Looks like Quaman just had himself a solid lunch.
Might need some of that giant fish skull for some reason, so now that we've acquired that, back to admiring the fruits of our labor. No, not here. So now that this thing is complete, now what?
Are you done?
Yes, ma'am. The lunar cannon is now ready to be tested.
Well,
Well, what?
are you gonna do it?
Do what?
Test the cannon.
Me? And get myself killed? I think not. But go ahead, be my guest.
I don't think I'll fit in there.
That ain't my problem.
Well, we could try using it with something else, though, like...
The remains of Quamen's catch, and a very convenient shape it is, if I may say so. Like a hook.
Well, this wouldn't be the first time we've done something like this, then. Mixing a hook-like object with... nothing. We have nothing. But we did use something that we could use earlier, which I forgot to get again. This rope that's still here that we used to climb down into the well. I can get again. Oop. How do we mix that with this? Yeah, the fish skull that creates.
The rope's got a hook-shaped fishbone tied to it.
A fish grappling hook. Which is totally a thing now. What if we try using that as a test for the cannon?
I'll just place the hook along the bowstring, like so, and let the rope trail behind it. Okay, we're ready to fire.
Well, do we have to talk to these guys?
Can I test the cannon?
Be my guest.
Can I test the cannon? Oh, the lever. Yeah, that works. Well, we've managed to create a line from, oh god, wherever we are to the mountain path, so... Yeah, that works. That's some sturdy rope if she was able to cross like that, but... Now we're on a cliff, and across the path here is this thing.
It's a leathery creature with wings, like a mix between a giant bat and a pterodactyl. It must be one of the elation. It looks more like a warrior than a storyteller, though. I hope it speaks English. I mean, Alton.
Well...
There's a slight updraft here.
Slight updraft.
The wind is channeled through that chasm down there and blown out and up here.
I see. Can we talk to this guy?
Can you help me across?
You are human, and we don't allow human strangers into our village. If you wish to trade, let us know where your ship is anchored, and we will send traders to you with our merchandise.
That's a bit of another voice for
and I didn't come here to trade. I
a
came
bird
to talk to
person.
leaders.
I'm sorry, but we don't allow strangers into our village.
Actually, I'm a trader, therefore not a stranger.
Actually, I am a trader.
Where is your ship anchored?
In, Coconut Grove?
There is no coconut grove on Elias.
Well, I'm still a friend. Totally believe me now, not fishy at all.
So,
We don't know you. There is no friendship between strangers, human.
We could give it a try for the prophecy. Like, that worked with the mayor room, so...
don't your people have a prophecy about a stranger who comes without a ship? Or something like that?
I don't know of any prophecies, human.
What kind of prophecies? Well, just said any prophecies, so...
What kind of prophecies do you know about?
We don't tell our stories to strangers.
Well, let's keep being friendly then. I'm sure this will change nothing.
What's up this road?
The Elation village of Tamar.
The answer to that is up this road.
Where's the elation village of Tamar?
Up this road and into the volcano.
Shouldn't you... Why are you being all friendly all of a sudden?
Isn't it dangerous to live inside a volcano?
This volcano has not erupted for thousands of years, and the gods protect us. We are safe here.
Can I get in any other way? Yes, can I invade your village, please?
Is there another way to get into the volcano?
No. This pass is the only way.
Seems like a pretty sturdy security system then.
I'm sure there's a secret cave somewhere that leads into the volcano.
No, there isn't.
There's always a secret cave.
Not here.
I'm pretty sure he just said so twice.
Are you absolutely sure there's no secret cave?
Human, you talk too much. Even for an elation.
Thank you.
Yes, but you must leave now.
Yeah, I could leave. That's something that I could do. Alternatively, I could go into my inventory. look for my light as a leaf potion, which I still have. And use the updraft.
Oh, God, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was so not appetizing.
To jump across.
I fly! Not. I guess I still weigh too much to be carried on that slight updraft.
Oh, wait. Maybe we could use another one of the potions we have a bit of left. Use the wind potion on the updraft.
That's the last of it, unfortunately.
Should be enough to carry us, clearly. Truly graceful.
Human, you flew across the chasm. You don't have wings, but still, you fly like the elation.
Believe me, I'm as shocked as you are.
Are you the Windbringer?
Maybe. Is that anything like the Water Stealer?
What's the Windbringer?
It's a prophecy amongst my people.
Of course, there's no escaping the prophecies.
It's said that someone not of the elation shall come among us to float on the wind like an elation, to learn our stories, to bring the wind back to us, and to bring us into a new and happier age.
Is that all? You know, I'm starting to forget how simple my life used to be. Family, friends, grades, boys, no prophecies, nobody looking to me for salvation.
I don't understand, Windbringer. You should speak with our teller up in the city. She'll be wanting to see you, I'm sure. We've waited for the Windbringer for a very long time.
The teller? Thanks.
No, Windbringer, thank you.
Well, time to meet the people of the village then. Here we go. Well, this next part is gonna take a bit of a while because of the mechanics of what you need to do, so I think I might save here though. Because you get some amazing unrepeatable voice acting.
Why is he perched on top of that pillar?
We can talk to him to find out.
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
My name's April.
My name's April.
And what would you with the teller, human?
I'm not sure, but I need to speak with somebody in charge.
The teller is our teacher and our mother. But she will not speak with foreigners who walk into our city. And how, pray tell, did you get here? The road is closed and guarded.
It's got to be my female charge.
Clearly.
It will not work on me, human. Please, leave our village and return to your ship.
Well, that didn't work. What if we try again?
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
You already know this.
I'm the Windbringer.
The Windbringer? You are not the Windbringer. Are you?
How else would I have been able to get up here? I am the Windbringer.
If so, you must prove that you are of the elation. There are 4 tales from the 4 corners of the world that you must know by heart.
Yeah, here we go.
They are the tale of winds, the tale of stars, the tale of sea, and the tale of homecoming. I will ask you 1 question from each tale, and you must answer each correctly, or you cannot be the Windbringer. Are you ready?
No, we don't know the stories yet.
No, give me some time to prepare.
Then return when you are ready, and I will test your knowledge of the 4 tales.
So I need to go and learn these 4 tales now. And it just so happens to be a young Alatian woman here. There's an Alatian child playing over there. If we go to the left, back to the path, there's a regular old Alatian, I guess. And if we return out here to the cliff, there's another regular Alatian. If we talk to this guy one more time, we can ask if he knows one of the tales.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of winds, Windbringer. Do you wish to hear it?
Very much.
Here we go. Story time.
This is the tale of winds, my tale, and I pledge to tell it in my own words, as told in turn by my teacher. In the village of Karan, in the mountains of tall winds, there lived a young Alatian woman named Iwana. Iwana had one desire above all others, to soar higher and farther than anyone else. And even though her wings were no broader, nor her body sleeker than anyone else's, she pursued this foolish desire without rest. And as time passed, she did soar higher, and she did fly farther than the other young elation in her village. And her name became known far and wide amongst the tribes of the mountains of tall winds. But still, Iwana was not happy. She was not happy because, in her vanity, even though she was a better flyer than almost everyone else, and to her eyes, she was still not good enough. She wanted to be so much better than anyone else that she would be remembered for all time as the best flyer amongst all the elation. And so one day, Iwana decided to climb to the top of Mount Bakta'ana, the Tower of Light, and to soar from those giddy heights to the ends of the world. Her friends and her family pleaded with her not to, because every elation knew that to soar from such heights was dangerous. That at such heights the air was thin and the winds treacherous. But Iwana would not listen, and on a cold and clear morning she climbed up the Tower of Light to the rock and the ice at the very top. From there she could see to the ends of the world, and it brought tears to her eyes to know that now, finally, she would be greater and better than any elation before her. And so Iwana spread her wings and leaped off the mountain.
This can only end well.
Those who watched her from far below said that for a split moment Iwana soared, and she soared higher and farther than any elation before or since. But then the treacherous winds caught a hold of her, and the thin air made her plummet towards the ground, and to fall to her death amongst the rocks at the base of the mountain. In her vanity, Iwana could not see beyond her desire to be the very best.
But at least she got it.
And vanity always stands to fall.
But she was the very best, that no one ever was.
Tale of winds, my tale, and I told it in my own words, as told to me in turn by my teacher.
Well, still need to get another 3 tails. Gotta get all of them, that is our real test and our goal, but... let's see if this guy knows any of them.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of sea, human.
Would you mind telling it to me?
I would be happy to do so.
There we go.
This is the tale of sea, told in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in his words, and to him by his teacher in his words. This was a very, very long time ago, when the elation were a strong people, and we could spend days riding the hot winds above the seas. We hunted fish then, and we were at war with the Merum, the wet-tails. Akalis was one of the strongest warriors there was. His claws were sharp and long, his beak pointy, and his teeth strong. Akalis was admired by everyone in his clan, and because of this, he was cocky and arrogant. So one day, the teller of Akalis city asked him to perform a very important and very special duty, to bring a sacred jewel to the teller of an elation town across the sea. This particular jewel was very important because it signified a union between the 2 towns, and it would benefit the people of both that it was delivered safely and promptly. Akalis grinned and told the teller that he would deliver the jewel both quickly and safely, and that she was not to worry. But the teller did worry, because Akalis was young and too sure of himself. But she wanted to test him and to teach him that sharp claws, a pointy beak, and strong teeth are not all a warrior needs. That a warrior must also be wise and careful. So Akalis set out across the sea on his flight. It was on the 4th day that he spotted something in the water that caught his attention. And forgetting his duty and following his curiosity, Akalis dived towards the water to investigate. When he came closer, he saw that there were Merum in the water, foolishly hunting close to the surface, and Achilles saw an opportunity to again prove his might as a great warrior to his people, and to capture the fins of a few wet-airs. But this time, Achilles' arrogance got the better of him, because the Merim had set a trap. As he dived towards the Merim with his claws, a spear shot up from the water to hit him. Achilles struck the water and dropped the jewel he was carrying, and it was all he could do not to drown. Achilles was bleeding, and the Merim were grabbing onto his wings and his legs, but he fought bravely, and finally he managed to escape. But even though he now lived, he was dead inside, because the shame of losing the sacred jewel would always be with him. Achilles could not return to his village, because he had neglected his duty to his teller and to his people. And so he went away to a small island where he could be alone to himself and his people. Achilles now became the lost one. He who had been on a sacred mission but had failed in his arrogance. A year passed, and one day Achilles met with human traders from a ship that came close to his island. From the traders, Achilles heard speak of a hideous creature that lived in the sea, the Octowoe. The Octowoe was said to have a third eye, like a jewel, and that this eye pulled hapless sailors into its deadly eight-armed grasp. Achilles knew immediately that the Octowoe's third eye had to be the jewel that he lost in the sea a year ago, and he now saw the opportunity to redeem himself. But Elation were not used to water, and the thought of submerging himself in the cold, harsh ocean chilled Achilles to his heart. But he was the lost one, and if in his death he could at the very least redeem himself to his own heart, then it would be worth it. So Achilles fashioned himself a spear, because in the water his claws and his beak would be too slow. And he flew out to where the Octowoe was last seen. And then Achilles dived into the sea. The dark water closed in on him, and his wings and legs went numb. But still Achilles kept pushing down until he saw the lair of the Octowoe. Spotting Achilles, the Octowoe attacked, and Achilles saw the monster's third eye, his sacred jewel, shining bright in the darkness. And his heart was filled with a sense of duty and courage that he had never felt before. But as he began fighting the eight-armed monster, Achilles realized that if he were to fight like he usually did, he would not stand a chance. He would have to think differently. And so Achilles tricked the Octowoe into following him through a tight chasm where the monster got stuck. And then he swam above it, and using his spear, tipped a rock on top of the Octowoe. Swimming back down again, the Octowoe was flailing helplessly. Now, almost out of air, Achilles took the sacred jewel from the Octowoe's head and swam back up. Finally, Achilles could deliver the sacred jewel to the town across the sea. And upon returning to his village, he went to the teller, bowed his head, and said, "Forgive me, teller, for in my arrogance I thought I could do everything. But I could not, and I became the lost one because of it." "You were lost," said the teller, "but you are no more, because now you see the limits of your own strength, and you will know that a warrior must be careful and wise, in addition to being strong and fierce." This was the tale of C, and I told it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher.
Well, that's tale number 2 of 4, so I have the feeling that's like the longest one, though, from what I recall. It's the longest journey of them all, trying to memorize that tale. But to be fair, I don't think they actually memorize it like word for word, and since apparently they each only have to memorize one, it doesn't seem like it would be that difficult if they just like recall the basic events of the tale. But at any rate, we have another 2 stories to go through, so let's see what this kid knows about.
there. What you doing?
Playing?
Yeah, what are you playing?
Nothing. My daddy's in the castle watch. He's allowed to sharpen his claws.
Really? My daddy owns a farm.
Yeah? Do you have animals there?
Sure. He has some cows and some horses and...
What's cows and horses?
Well, cows are big, brown, fat animals with 4 legs and white spots. And they go moo a lot.
And horses?
Horses are fun to be around. They run really fast and they can jump over tall fences and they look beautiful and graceful. But the best thing about horses is that you can ride them.
I can run fast, too. But I can't fly yet. My wings aren't fully formed. But when I grow up, I'll fly far away and see everything. I'll go see our horses.
That would be nice. My name's April. What's yours?
Saina. Will you be my friend, April?
Of course, Saina. As long as you promise to be my friend.
I promise.
Okay. So we get a few more dialogue choices with this kid at least.
Do you know where the teller lives?
Over there in the castle tower. My dad is watching the entrance so that only nice people can get in.
Do you think he'll let me in?
I don't know if you're nice, but you have to ask my daddy.
Fair enough.
Where are the other children in your village?
Why are there only 5 people here?
Oh, they're in school now.
Oh, of course.
And why aren't you in school?
Because I'm ahead of everyone else.
Of
I'm really
course.
smart, you know. I'm the only youngling to have learned the first tale this soon. So some days,
Oh,
I get to do what I want.
Wouldn't you know it?
It's a little boring, though. I wish I was in school. At least there I could sing and play and jump around with all the other children.
Well, that's a bit of a dumb question.
Why don't you go to school anyway?
Because they say I would just distract the other children who are still learning their first tales. It's not fair. I mean, I get to play by myself and everything, but that's not fun all day. And my mommy's working on her pottery at home, and she doesn't want me disturbing her because she might make a mistake.
That's
Day after
nice.
tomorrow, I get to go back to school, because then we're going to learn some more flying lessons. They're always a lot of fun, and I'm getting pretty good at that too.
I bet. I wish I had wings like you do.
Yes, they're very good to have when you fly.
Well, we find ways to fly without wings, but time to figure out what tale this kid has.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Yes, my mommy taught me the tale of the stars. It's a really pretty story. Do you want me to tell it?
Please, Saina, I would like that very much.
Okay, this is my tale, the tale of stars, and I tell it to you in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher, in her words. In the small village of Jinjay near the rumbling hills of Onion, there lived a girl called Mona. She was a curious girl, and she would always get in the way of grown Alicia. Go play somewhere else, they would say to Mona, but she didn't want to play with the other children. She wanted to be where the grown-ups were, to see what they were doing, and learn from them. But one day, after getting many complaints from the pottery makers, and guardsmen, and traders, and soldiers in the village, Mona's mother told her that she wasn't to interfere with the grown-ups anymore, and that instead she could go play with the other children, or sit still and draw or work with clay. But Mona was always curious, and now, since she wasn't to be among the grown Alatian anymore, she decided to go exploring the forest that lay just outside of the village of Jinjay. She had many times been forbidden to enter the forest because it could be a dangerous place, but Mona was very curious. Of course she wasn't planning on going far into the forest, but then her eye caught sight of a white flufftail hopping through the tall grass, and Mona, curious as ever, gave chase. The flufftail ran away into the forest, and Mona followed, blind to where she was going, and interested only in catching the white flufftail so that she could keep it as a pet. But then, after a good while, the flufftail disappeared into a hole in the ground, leaving Mona alone in a small clearing, somewhere deep inside the forest. She was exhausted after running after the flufftail for so long, and as she looked around the clearing at the unfamiliar trees and flowers, she realized that she hadn't been paying attention to where she was going. Not for the first time, her curiosity had gotten the better of her, but this time it was serious. Mona was too young to fly, and she had very little sense of direction, and chasing the white flufftail had made her dizzy and tired. It was getting darker, and Mona was all alone in the deep, dangerous forest. too sleepy and too scared to be able to go anywhere. Mona curled up with her wings wrapped around her under the leaves of a tree and began crying. Soon it got really dark, and somewhere, not far away, wolves started howling at the moon. Mona was so scared she was petrified, but after a while her exhaustion got the better of her, and she fell asleep. She woke up when she heard a voice calling her from somewhere far above. Looking up at the starry sky, Mona saw a vision of the spirits of 5 tellers gazing down at her. "You have let your curiosity lead you astray," said one. "You are lost, and you deserve to be lost," said another. "Poor little girl," said a third. "We will help you home," said a fourth. "But remember this," said the 5th spirit. "We will lead you back to your village and to your mother only if you promise us one thing." "I promise," said Mona. "Whatever it is, I promise I will do it." "Very well," said the 1st spirit. "You will make the story of this night into your own tale, and you will call it Tale of Stars. It will be a tale to warn the curious to be careful," continued the 3rd spirit, "and to not let their curiosity get the better of them. And," said the 2nd spirit, "to remind the elation that the spirits of their tellers watch out for them when they most need it." And so the spirits of the 5 tellers guided Mona through the forest, and by dawn she was home. And Mona did tell her tale, the Tale of Stars, to everyone in the village, so that everyone would remember that the curious must be cautious, and that the spirits of the tellers are always watching. This was my tale, the Tale of Stars, and I told it in my own words as my teacher did to me.
That was a beautiful tale, Saina.
Thank you.
Have fun, Saina.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm sorry, but there are some things I have to do.
Grown-ups are always too busy.
Yeah, well. I think I like the tale of the sea best so far. And I'm just saying that because of its length. Because of it's actually, because of how long it was more complex and had more stuff going on than the other ones, but might be eating my words in a few moments. I still have to hear the last tale from this young Alatian woman.
Be careful, don't come too close. I'm almost done with this pot.
Sorry.
Are you here to buy pottery? I didn't think traders were allowed up here.
No, I came to speak with your teller.
Really? I didn't know the teller spoke with anyone from the outside. You must be a very special girl.
Supposedly. My name's April, by the way.
Nima is my name. Nima of Ta'ama. The only Alatian village on Alace.
Okay. So you're saying there's Alatian villages elsewhere? Well,
I like your pottery.
It's our craft. That and storytelling. But storytelling can't buy merchandise or food.
are you sure?
I know a lot
You
of
haven't
people
invented
live by
the
telling
printing
stories.
press yet, have you?
Although I guess that's kind of different.
They are lucky then.
Yeah.
Not that I don't enjoy making pottery. It's good to feel the wet clay between my claws, to shape it into whatever I wish. It's almost like creating a new life. I think. I don't have a husband yet, so I haven't tried. Have you? Do you have a husband and children?
Neither, thank God. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I was 18 turnings this spring.
Turnings.
I'm ready for a husband, but I've yet to court anyone who could make me soar on the winds. I think the men of Ta'ama are dull and timid.
What about the guard on the road below the village? He's our age, isn't he?
Isam? He's quite pretty. And his wings are big, but I don't think he likes me. He never looks at me or talks to me.
That doesn't mean anything. You could just be shy.
Maybe you could talk to him, find out who he likes. But don't say I sent you.
Sure, I can do that.
Really?
Thank you, April.
Well, I guess we're gonna be stalling the telling of the tale for a bit.
Thank you, Nima.
You're welcome, April.
Let's go play matchmaker with the bird people.
So, Isam, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes, Isam of Tamar.
A good-looking guy like you must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
Are you asking me for courtship?
Me? No. Wings don't do anything for me. No, I was just thinking, maybe you had your eye out for somebody special?
I'm without a mate. The women of Tamar
Here we go.
and unfriendly, and whenever I try to talk to one of them, she ignores me.
Even Nima?
Nima? No, she's too pretty for me. She won't appreciate my attention.
This is like high school. Trust me, Isam. You go talk to her one of these days, and I'm sure you'll find you have a lot in common. Just be yourself, okay?
You think so? Perhaps you are right. I will do as you say, Windbringer. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Well, I'm sure we'll get a lot of gratification out of that. I'm sure it'll help in our amazing quest to save the world. So let's see, let's get the whole story from her now.
Hi, Mila.
Hi, April.
So, I guess the last story, since we already had... Actually, did we hear Homecoming already? I think this is the only one we haven't had.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
I had to learn the tale of homecoming. It took a
Had
long
to.
time, but I think I got it now. I'm better with pottery than I am with the tales, unfortunately. Do you want to hear it?
Please.
Very well. This is the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I shall tell it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher, in her words, and by her teacher in turn.
So, final tale.
Moran was a handsome young Elation man with strong wings and a hardy beak.
Dylan
He
Moran?
lived below the white cliffs, where the water was salty and the fish plentiful. Moran was betrothed to Inara, the loveliest girl there ever was. She was fair and slender and tall, and her eyes were the clearest shade of blue. But Moran was hesitant to enter into union with Inara, to become her husband and to give her children. He would always come up with a new excuse for why they had to wait a little while longer. Now, Inara was skilled at pottery, but even more so with stories. And the teller of the village had many times asked Inara to be her apprentice, to learn all the tales, so that someday she could take over as the teller. But Inara refused, knowing that if she did accept the teller's offer, she would never be able to marry Moran, because a teller cannot have a husband nor children of her own. Her refusal to become the teller's apprentice was unheard of, because who could refuse such an honor? But to Inara, love was more important. Her love for Moran was beyond honor, beyond reason. But despite Inara's love, Moran was still hesitant. And then one day he told Inara, "I am traveling on a pilgrimage to the far shores. I will be gone for some time, and while I am traveling, and in accordance with our traditions, I will be freed from our betrothal. Not until I come back will the bond between us be renewed." It was not unusual for a young Elation man at that time to go on a pilgrimage, and the bond between the betrothed would often be cut while he was away, to be formed again upon his return. But Inara was heartbroken, because she had thought that Moran would soon want to marry her. When Moran saw her tears, he said to her, "Do not weep. When I come back, I promise I will marry you. Just wait for me, and stay with your pots, to make the time pass quickly." And then Moran left on his pilgrimage to the far shores. Many years went by, and Moran had exciting adventures on the far shores. But by and by, he began to long for home, and for Inara. And now he had finally realized that he loved her, and that he wanted to marry her. But when he returned, he could not find Inara amongst the pot makers. He went to visit her family, and they told him that after waiting for many years, Inara accepted the teller's offer of apprenticeship.
Good job, guy.
And that when the teller left on the last wind during the previous winter, Inara herself became the new teller. Angry, Moran made his way to the teller's nest, and when he saw Inara, he said to her, "You promised me you would wait." But Inara did not say a single word in answer. She just turned around and lifted something wrapped in leaves from the cot behind her and gave it to Moran. Moran unwrapped the package, and inside he found an old pot, cracked and broken in two. "What is this pot?" he asked. "And why did you not wait for me like I asked you to?" And finally Inara spoke, and she said to Moran, "I made this pot for you, my dear Moran, when you left, because I wanted it to be my marriage gift to you. But when many, many years passed, I finally realized that you did not love me the way I loved you, and to live hoping otherwise would be death." "But I want to marry you," cried Moran. "I came back." But Inara just nodded at the broken pot in Moran's hands and said, "Like an old pot that is left without care, a heart may break in two, and a broken heart can never be mended." And so Inara turned away, never to speak with Moran again. And Moran's heart, like the pot that was left untended, broke in two, Because absence makes a heart brittle.
Guessing the Elysian haven't
This is
discovered
the tale
glue
of
yet.
homecoming, my tale. And I told it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher. And as I will tell it to my student when the time comes.
Bye, Nima.
I guess she's going to be the next teller then.
April.
Projecting from the characters in the story. Well, that was the final tale, so I guess it's time to try to get inside this place now.
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
Fuck, wait a moment.
Are you ready for the questions now?
I am, but...
No.
Then return when you...
But I want to say before this happens. There. Okay, now I'm ready for
Are
questions.
you ready for the questions now?
Yes?
Yes, ask me the questions.
In the Tale of Winds, which mountain did Iwana fall from in her vain attempt to fly higher and further than anyone else?
The Tower of Light, I think? There we go.
Mount Baktaana, the Tower of Light.
That is correct. In the Tale of Stars, what did Mona see in the sky that helped her find her way home?
The spirits of the other tellers.
The spirits of 5 tellers.
That is correct. In the Tale of Sea, what creature did the Lost One battle in his quest to recover the sacred jewel?
The Octo Mammoth? The Octoa.
The Octawo?
That is correct. My final question to you is this. In the Tale of Homecoming, what was given to Moran by his teller when he returned from his pilgrimage?
Well, she wasn't his teller yet. She was just a general teller, but it was a broken pot.
A broken pot. To teach him that absence may break a heart in two.
You have correctly answered all my questions, and so have proven your knowledge of the 4 tales. You are the Windbringer. The teller would see you presently.
So just, buy our little anthology of short stories and we'll let you see our wise person. Well, she looks different. She looks like she has a mom's hairdo from Futurama. Instead of the crest
Closer, human.
type things that the other relations seem to have.
Closer. I cannot see your face. Closer still. Come sit here by me. There you are. You see, my eyes are not what they used to be. Ages ago, I could spot a ladybug crawling up a straw of grass from 15 tree lengths up. Now, I have a hard time seeing my supper, but my ears. Balance be praised, my ears, they are as good as ever. I could hear you outside, learning the tales my children tell. You are a good listener and a fast learner.
They were interesting stories and your people told them well.
Self-serving a little bit there. Writer of the game.
Children are the keepers of the tales, and I am their teller, the one who must know all the tales told since the day we came to this world.
How can you do that? How can you remember every story ever told?
There are only 4
The
stories.
secret is to tell them often and to tell them in your own words, not the words of your ancestors.
So I guess I
Doesn't
was right
that
about
mean
the
that
paraphrasing
stories
thing.
change with every generation?
I don't know.
Yes, as all tales must. Change is important. Otherwise, the tales will have no meaning to us. They will just be words. And we do not care about the words. We care about what the words tell us.
Well, how long have your people been telling stories? Have you considered going into... Have you considered opening a publishing house?
How long have your people been telling stories?
Since the beginning, human. Since we came to this world a long, long time ago.
You're not from Earth? From Arcadia?
Here we go.
Not according to our tales. We came on a great wind before the divide, when the earth was one and humans had yet to learn of magic and science. But we were a different people then, and the tales we tell from that time are vague and incomplete. Like myths and legends, the younger relation pay little attention to these tales. Sometimes I worry they will be lost with me, these tales. And I am getting old, very old.
So we're giving a bit of another nod to what happened with the population of this planet originally. But we're gonna learn even more in just a bit.
I came to you to find answers to some important
It's actually gonna be
questions.
spelled out.
Ask, and I will try my best to answer.
Yep, that's why.
Have you heard of an ancient god or dragon that lives beneath the sea?
Once, long ago, when my people lived in harmony with the Merim, there were stories of an old god worshipped by the Merim who resided deep in the darkest depths of the ocean. According to legend, the old god had once brought the Merim into their realm, into the ocean, and he was now sleeping, resting before the journey back.
Back where?
To a great ocean amongst the stars. When the time came, he would gather the Merim and bring them home with him, back to their world, to their ocean. Strangely enough, we have a similar tale. It is said that the great wind that brought us here will someday return to bring us back to a place where we can soar forever on warm winds.
Like heaven.
In a way, perhaps, but without the need for any of us to die.
I'm glad you know what heaven
The
is.
wind will just sweep us up and carry us away. Every evening before I go to sleep, I recite this tale to myself. It is a comforting one.
Well, we can continue the line of questioning right after that.
What do you know about the Dry kin?
Kin are numbered 4, or so our tales tell. 2 in this world, 2 in the other. The mirror world. The white and the blue, the red and the green.
We've met the white, and that's about
Do you
it.
know where they are?
No, the tales never say. The kin are elusive. They keep to themselves. I have never seen one myself, and I doubt any of my kind has.
We haven't even really met the white one, we
Tales
just
do
saw her
say
in a
that
dream.
Our past and our future are tied to the fate of the kin, but how I would not pretend to know. This is one tale that is yet to be told.
Do you know anything about the Guardian's realm?
This is human business. Would you not know more than I?
Your people are the keepers of the tales. You remember more than humankind has forgotten. Please, I need to hear what you know.
That is very little. The Guardian's realm is home to the Guardian in his tower. No one is permitted within except the Guardian who was, the Guardian who is, and the Guardian who will be. And of course the Dryak kin, who were instrumental in its making.
Have you ever heard of the existence of a hidden entrance to his realm?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have heard tell of such a thing, though I would not know where it is. I gather that one of the kin may be able to tell you.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
I am glad I could help you with some answers.
I'm the Windbringer.
By the way.
I know you are. It's strange to me to hear those words spoken. I did not think they would be in my lifetime. But here you are, standing in front of me as real as the sky is blue.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but what is it that the Windbringer is supposed to do for you?
What do you think?
I did not expect you to walk in here and have all the answers, child. The balance has both blessed you and cursed you, and it has sent you here to do what it wills. The Windbringer is said to be the first sign of the great wind that will take us away from here. For a long time, the Elation have lost the strength they used to have. Our bones have become
Windbringer,
weak, and our
Spiffy.
wings fragile. Where we used to be able to soar for days on strong winds, we are now using our legs to walk rather than fly. Why this is, we do not know.
10 yen.
You know of the reason for this?
I'm just guessing, but it makes sense. Go on.
The tales also say that the Windbringer will unite us with our past and end the age-old strife.
I know. You must make peace and be reunited with the Merim. You share a common ancestry.
I have always thought we did. The tales were too similar, the signs clear. But my people, they will have a difficult time understanding why and how this can be.
If you don't, both the Elation and the Merim will die out. When war broke out between your people, and you were forced to move up into the mountains, it compromised a precarious symbiosis. A substance called Tanyan was abundant, where the Merim and the Elation lived in close proximity. It brought fish and heat and light to both your people. But now, living up in the mountains, your way of life, your diet, your customs and habits, they've all changed. And that's probably the cause of your brittle bones and fragile wings.
Then we must make peace with the Merim and restore the balance between us, so as to strengthen us both and prepare us for the journey that will surely come soon. When our sitting is over, I will speak to my people, and I will elect one representative from the Elation to meet with the Merim in the place of your choosing to open a dialogue.
I guess it's time for you to talk to your people, and for me to make arrangements with the Merim.
Where do you wish for our meeting to take place, Windbringer?
You want me to decide? Well, I know. Send your ambassador down to the ancient caves by the beach. Inside, there are remnants of an old Elation settlement and a Merim city. It's a good place for your two people to meet, don't you think?
Yes. And could you ask if they would bring their half of the stone?
I think I already have that, but...
Stone? You have the other half?
Or maybe not, I forget.
We have held on to it for centuries, knowing that someday it would be of use to the Windbringer.
It will, trust me.
Then we must make haste and arrangements. It is an important day, so let us not waste light. Go and wait for my ambassador in the caves.
Right, so we've made arrangements to create a peace arrangement between these two people. So let's see how well that works out.
Amazing. This place is so beautiful, and the scent of sea and rock and nest.
What does nest smell like?
Home. This was home
If you say so, guy.
a long time ago, according to the tales. We lived in peace with the wet tail, with the Merim back then.
Now you'll be able to live in peace again. And with the Tanyan bringing fish to your doorstep, you'll be able to eat well and restore strength to your bones. Soon you might even be able to soar on the winds for days like you used to do.
I hope you are right, Windbringer. And I hope that the Merim will see the sense in it too. They are coming, are they not?
I hope so.
They said they would. Hush, I hear something.
Yep, there we go. One guy or woman, I don't know.
They are here, Lord Stiller, as was promised.
Forget that the Merim are
Good.
matriarchal.
Now, as representatives of your respective peoples, you, the Queen of a Merim city, and you, guard to the Elation Teller, must fulfill the prophecy and join the two parts of the one stone.
We hope that our peoples may be joined again, Elation, and that we may live in peace and prosper.
As do we, Merim. And we pledge to do all we can for this to happen.
Well, yep, gonna join my hairy batwing to your slimy fish limb.
The stone is now whole, Windbringer. And the Elation and the Merim will once again be as one. You may take it with you.
So, for our
With both
efforts,
of you.
Come now, April, and we will take you to our sleeping god.
we get to meet that guy,
May
and
his wisdom guide you and lead you down the right path.
we also get the next piece of the stone disc, which has both halves joined between the Merim and the Elation, and now we are also taken to this place, where the final revelation of this level, or chapter rather, is coming. Just as soon as we find out where we are and where we're going. Apparently this is where we're going. It certainly looks like a sleeping god. So guess who this is? Because we're looking right into the eye right now, kind of.
The sand is covering something.
So move the sand away then. Hello.
It's some kind of organic sensor.
Organic sensor. Can we touch the organic sensor?
It's soft and spongy.
I wonder what fits that description.
Hello? Is anybody in there? Spooky. Well, I guess it's an invitation of sorts.
This large orifice, well. Guess we're going in there now to meet with
Where's
with the
Aaron?
giant eye.
And it's dry. I swear I'm never taking a bath again. That doesn't look like a natural protrusion. It's too big and round.
Well, time to talk to Ultimate Weapon.
I know you.
Do you now?
Do not be afraid. I know what you are.
I don't know what I am.
You do?
Yes. Yes. What would you hear? I do not like to be disturbed. I wish to be left alone. I wish to rest until the day of ascension.
I think we've met the slowest speaking character in the game. Well, the day of ascension. This guy's sleeping for a long time. He's also a giant, and apparently they worship him as a god, so I think we already know what he is. Let's be sassy, why not?
Some things are more important than your nap time.
There are always things more important. But I do not care. That is why I am down here. In the deep. Away from the worlds. The affairs of man are no concern of mine.
That's a fine attitude. Just bury your head in the sand and let the world pass you by, huh? That way you can spend eternity in blissful ignorance and solitude.
I do not mind being alone. I like the silence. What do you
Oh, fuck.
from me?
Just some questions is all.
Well,
Then ask and be gone.
we're finally gonna get to properly start the dialogue tree then. We need the dragon's eye. We need to know what it is. We need to know all these things, really.
What am I?
What do you mean?
You said you know what I am. What am I?
You do not know. Then it is not I who should teach you about your heritage. You must make this discovery on your own.
Because if you recall, the alchemist told us that we were apparently a bastard
I'm
child of some
tired.
sort.
I'm wet. I'm at the bottom of the sea, and I'm breathing with the help of a polyp stuck in my esophagus. So just cut the Buddhist bullshit about a journey of self-discovery and answer my question. Please?
Your question has already been answered. That is all I will tell you. Your journey began with an answer. It is only now that you know the question.
If you say so, giant eye.
That's so not helpful. But thank you.
What about... Oh, yeah, we're looking for the dragon's eye to complete the disc.
I'm looking for a jewel called the Dragon's Eye.
Yes. I have one such jewel.
Here you go.
Guess that's it.
Take it.
Are you sure?
Take it. It is yours now. It is part of your destiny.
It's also embedded in my eye, and it's called a dragon's eye.
Okay.
I wonder what
if it
that makes
hurts.
me. I wonder. But anyway, let's talk about the Day of Ascension.
What is the Day of Ascension?
The day when the kin return home. When my siblings come to me we rise toward the stars for our journey back to our cradle. This is the day of ascension.
So you're going back to wherever it is you came from?
We will, eventually, when everything is ready.
When what's ready?
I will not answer that question. It is not necessary for you to know.
I need to know where I can find the gateway to the Guardian's realm.
Oh,
So you come to me.
well, you already said you are one of the kin, so...
They told me, well, they as in the few people who could tell me anything at all, they told me that if anyone would know, it'd be you.
I know. When the earth was divided, there was a doorway left open where the tower was built.
But it's moved, hasn't it? That spot. When Stark and Arcadia were created, that spot moved somewhere else.
Into the sky. Amongst the stars.
Gee, that makes my job a whole lot easier.
But where?
I knew you were coming. Your journey has not been a quiet one. Even down here, I could hear you. I speak with the dark people. They are my messengers. They have prepared a map for you with the entrance you are looking for.
You knew I was coming and why? Then, okay, I know this is probably a futile question, but why didn't you send the Dark People to me earlier? You could have saved me a lot of time and hard work.
I think that's a point, April.
Are afraid of
Yeah, seriously.
and hard work.
No, but it's the principle of it, isn't it?
No, it is not. You had prophecies to fulfill. You had a purpose. Bringing my children together in preparation. This was important. And for that, I thank you. Now, I wish to sleep.
You said something about a map?
A map?
Dark people have it. They will meet you. I will bring you to them.
What? Now?
Yes.
Yeah, right now.
Hold on.
So, let's figure out how this is going to work. So apparently this guy, who just revealed himself, I guess, to be the Blue of the Kin, one of the 4 dragons who apparently are responsible for all life in this work, and the great-granddaddy of both of the sea races and the winged people races, has revealed a few things to us, namely who he is. Apparently we're really important, and now he's bringing us to these guys, the Dark People. And they certainly do live up to their names, don't we?
I can't see the face, but I think it's a man. A tall man wearing a dark cloak. He's one of the Dark People. Whatever they are.
Well, you catch on quick, April.
The ship is enshrouded in a thick fog. Very mystic-like.
And this is kind of the reason why visiting the Dark People is kind of rare, because they have these ships that are like chunks of earth floating on the ocean. And they look like this all over. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Thanks for taking me on board.
Who are you?
Oh, well, I thought you... I mean, didn't the old dragon... Well, Maple Ryan, from Stark. And I guess you're a dark person.
But who are you?
I'm just a student. Not anybody special.
You are special. Who are you?
I'm not. I'm just...
Well...
I'm the Windbringer. I'm the Water Stiller. I'm April Bondu Mbata of the Banda, and Avenar Kangang La. I'm a shifter. I will someday become the 13th Guardian, the protector of the balance. And I'm April Ryan. This is who I am.
Yes, that is who you are. And you are a wave.
Yep, here we go again. Oh, this guy's just gonna stroll past us real quick. Never mind him.
Why am I, a wave?
You have a purpose. You play an important part in the cosmos. A wave is someone who propels people and events toward change, towards the future.
And that's what I do?
You are a wave. There are ripples from your passing, and they spread wide and far. Those ripples will never die down. The worlds will be changed by your journey.
You're telling me that everything I do affects the universe?
You cannot escape it. You are a wave.
Clearly you are a slave to destiny. Sorry. Well, apparently April does catch on quick, because she already knows that the dragon we just talked to was the blue of the kin, so let's get this map he was talking about.
The ancient dragon, the blue of the Dragon, told me you had a map for me.
A map of stars, yes. It was made for you in our library, and given to me to hold. It is yours now. Keep it well. It is the only one.
Well, thanks.
I'm looking for an ancient stone given to you by the Sentinel, the Fathers.
Yep, time to get the final
We
stone.
came for the stone. Of course we have it with us. Our ship would not have been chosen to meet you were it not for the stone we carry with us.
So we're gonna get the final stone pretty much with zero
Everybody's
effort.
just waiting around for me to show up, so that they can give me stuff. Who knew adventuring was gonna be this easy?
Except you had to work your ass off for the other 3 stones.
So easy. Of that I can assure. But here is our stone. We entrust it to you, as we were instructed to do when the Fathers first entrusted it to us.
So yeah, we got another
Will this
stone
ship take
piece.
me back to Marcuria? I mean, would
Disc
you mind?
piece.
We will bring you to Marcuria henceforth. It will take the night, but we will be there at first light.
That's fine. Thanks a lot.
You are free to rest here, to sleep, while we travel. The flames will keep you warm, but do not move too far away. My brothers are not friendly with outsiders. They do not take kindly to intrusion.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm staying right here.
Good. Sleep.
Well, get to sleep with in the cobweb cave with the petrified wood and the nice view of the fog outside. We also apparently completed chapter 8. Fortunately, the 2 chapters right after this one are actually really short, so I think I'll do them tonight.